So this is like a 3-year-old RC car model, but it's also still very popular. I even get requests to review this one quite often, and it looks awesome and fun, and it's brushless, so I figured I'd give it a try. It's a 10th scale. Is it really though?
Karate chop.
We've got metal knuckles, metal linkage, and we have these shocks. This car is looking really familiar. The Hosem X07 looks to be almost the same car, but this is a $200 car and this is a $130 or $135 car. That is a really big difference for cars that essentially look the same, so surely we're gonna find a bunch of differences. Now this is a review video specifically for the X03, but since it's here and since they're almost exactly the same looking, I am also going to go ahead and do a benchtop visual comparison between the two to get an idea of why this one is so much more than this one. But before anything else, I gotta get this wing on there. All right, now we can start. They are the exact same size. The body shells are completely interchangeable. Same body post hole locations. Now there is a difference in electronics. This ESC does not have a cooling fan on it, just fins. Unlike this one that has an actual fan. The X03 has metal knuckles, metal wheel hexes, metal tie rods, with a metal center steering linkage. But unlike the sister car over here, it does not have a metal steering crank, and the servo saver is plastic too. Even the steering servo is metal geared, metal differential gears too. Now this X03 also has much stiffer plastic. Take this bumper for example and squeeze it and it doesn't really move much. This one over here moves a lot. But I kind of mentioned on the review for this video that I feel like this flexes a little too much, and I think that this one is probably a little too stiff. Now this one does not have oil-filled shocks. However, they look like the exact same shocks on this one that are oil-filled. So you may just be able to put oil in these and have them operate the same as this one. Got our metal chassis brace. The Hosem has a wheelie bar, while this X03 does not. And then one more visual difference I want to bring up is the fact that there is much less space underneath the motor as there is over here. This has spacers built onto the chassis to lift the motor mount up higher. That tells me that this one may actually have a larger spur gear. Now, if the pinion sizes are the same, that's going to decrease the top speed, but make it more powerful off the line. So this one may actually go faster. I'm really interested to see how they compare performance-wise, which we're gonna find out in just a minute. But for now, I'm done talking about that one. We've already got a review video on it. We're gonna look at a few more things and then take it outside for the real testing. Oh, and I forgot to show you what else comes in the box. Well, some of those just went flying. You got your USB charger for the one battery it came with. You got 2 screwdrivers, wheel nut wrench, and then you've got extra body clips,
Wheel nuts and wheel pins.
The owner's manual has all your basic info, along with an exploded parts diagram of all the parts with part numbers. And there's a list of all the spare parts that you can order. The battery it came with is pretty decent. We've got a 1600 milliamp 2S LiPo battery. This is standard and sometimes even larger than you get with most cars of this size. But that Hosem one actually came with a 5200 milliamp battery. They have the same exact chassis, so this battery will fit in this chassis too. These metal tie rods are also adjustable by using a very small screwdriver or similar. That way you can fine tune it for your racing needs, or sometimes a bad crash can cause it to go out of alignment and you can adjust it and put it right back in there straight where you need it. Now the remote kind of looks like it's straight out of a Fruit Loops box with a NASCAR themed maze on the back of it. But if it works okay, I'm happy. Besides the obvious steering and throttle, the only other buttons on this is on, off, and steering trim. So besides just using your proportioning skills with the trigger, you cannot control the speed with the remote. Well, it's time to take it for its actual test drive. So that means it's time to strap the battery in there, put batteries inside the controller, put the body shell on, and just take it out for a nice gentle test drive. Speed test time. How fast can this thing go? Ugh. Whoa. kind of hard to get a full straight run on this thing. But we got 27 miles an hour. I do think it can go faster. It's really hard to stay full throttle on this thing because it's actually really torquey. Whoops.
That was a big one. Why does that one do that?
That was upsane? You mean insane?
Does he go all the way up to the sun?
Oh yeah, absolutely. All the way up to the sun. Here we go.
Oh, wait, like this.
Oh, that high?
Yeah, that high.
Oh yeah. Something happened to it. It's not turning. Lost all turning capabilities.
Yours did.
Ah, servo arm broke. Servo still works fine. I'm really surprised because that's the exact same arm that they use on the Hosem. And the Hosem here took much more of a beating than this one did because the battery lasted so much longer. And I was about to say that cut our test short, but there is only 7% left in that battery. So really, we only had like 1 or 2 minutes left for it anyway. So what do I think of this car? Well, obviously I don't like that servo arm broke, but I also kind of wonder though if that's maybe like a one-off because again, it didn't happen to my other one, and that one went a lot harder than this one. I have a feeling that might just been a defect with this one. I don't know how. I didn't notice anything before, but maybe. But this one was really lively. I really feel like it was livelier than the Hosem was, so much so that it was kind of hard to control. I got up to 27 miles an hour on the speed test, but I do feel like it could have gone faster. And I got 30 or 31 miles an hour out of the other one. So the speed-wise, they actually are probably pretty similar, but this one feels like it has a lot more low-end torque. So if you pull the trigger too fast, even when you're already going, it won't wheelie, but it would torque steer a little bit. Which basically means even if all your wheels are straight and you pull that trigger, in a sense, it's gonna either twist the frame a little bit due to the torque of the motor and the drive shaft twisting the back of the car, or one wheel is going to spin harder and faster than the other and it's gonna cause the car to veer. I also think that the non-oil filled shocks is gonna exacerbate that problem. Well, so which one is better? And that's gonna be up to you. As of right now, I'm seeing this one anywhere from $130 to $160. And the Hosem, I've seen anywhere from $180 to $240. So depending on where those currently sit, it really is kind of a tough choice. You save money with this one. I feel like it has more bottom end torque and it doesn't feel like you're sacrificing top speed. So speed and power performance wise, I honestly think this one felt better. Now this one also claims to be 3S capable. I don't know if that's true. I haven't tried it yet, but it says it on the box. This one, I doubt the ESC could handle a 3S battery on this. It'd probably burn up quick. The controller that this one comes with is definitely better than the Fruit Loops controller that this one has. You have mostly the same components. While this one is more flexible and probably will take crashes better, this one is stiffer. And while this one has the flexible plastic, I almost feel like it's too flexible. That's gonna make it more durable in crashes. This one is really solid, which is what you'll typically get on most cars anyway. And you know, we did already see a plastic piece break on the steering arm, but I still really don't think that you're gonna see that on this car very often. I have a feeling that that was just a fluke. This one's got LED lights in the front. This one does not. This one has the oil-filled shocks. This one does not. Yet, like I said, they seem like they're the exact same shocks. So you can probably just put oil directly into them. I would say a pretty thick oil though, and have it operate the same as this. Even if not, you can buy these pretty inexpensive set of shocks that are oil filled and they fit directly on these cars. You can get them on Banggood or Amazon. Speaking of Banggood or Amazon, for now, this one's available only on Banggood, and this one is available on Amazon. Now that's as far as your main websites go. I'm sure there's several other websites that carry these somewhere. The other cool thing about the Hosem is it comes with 2 bodies, but you can also buy these for like $16 on Amazon, and you can put them directly on this car. It's a toss-up, really. I think they're both worth the price they're asking. I really don't think you can go wrong with either of them. So far, I haven't had either of them all that long. Literally, while filming this video, a new RC car was released that is almost a perfect blend between both of these. Flyhal, the maker of this fantastic beast of a vehicle, decided to sell their own version of the Hosem with this body on it. They basically did this. But they also put a slightly more powerful yet slower motor in it. It's a 3000 kV motor instead of this one, which is a 3800. And by the way, the one on this XLF is a 3700. And it's the same price that the cheaper XLF was with the oil-filled shocks. So I'm going to put a link to all 3 of these in the description. You can read up on all 3 of them, decide which one you want. The XLF and the Flyhal are available on Banggood, while the Hosem is available on Amazon. I will also put a link for those upgraded oil-filled shocks that I show you that would probably be an improvement on all 3. Like and subscribe.